The top news headlines: BJP RSS leaders come to state with a sense of superiority to take over the state, alleges Rahul Gandhi. Two personnel of ITBP on election duty injured in blast in Kaching district. And ban on fishermen's entry at Loktak Lake will be lifted, says Union Minister Sarbananda Sonowal.
जल जीवन मिशन मखादा युमथोंग लाख अनिगा लिसिंग हुंफुतरे सुमना चहुम निफु मंगा मुखी युमथोंग सिंगदा थकनबा इसिंग फंगहनबा ngamkhre mamangda yumthong khudingi thaknaba ising chada manga khak yohalambani adubu chahi mari makhai asida chada humphum do yohonba ngamkhre masina miyambu afaba ising thakpa phanghanduna laina tina kayadagi ngakthok halle amadi ising soktok sokjingi awabu su kokhankhre mangjil thaba manipur mipal tangdaba manipur BJP ga loinana thambal gi markada namlasi BJP bu mai pakhallasi जल जीवन मिशन मखादा युमथोंग लाख अनिगा लिसिंग हुंफुतरे सुमना चहुम निफु मंगा मुखी युमथोंग सिंगदा थकनबा इसिंग फंगहनबा ngamkhre mamangda yumthong khudingi thaknaba ising chada manga khak yohalambani adubu chahi mari makhai asida chada humphum do yohonba ngamkhre masina miyambu afaba ising thakpa phanghanduna laina tina kayadagi ngakthok halle amadi ising soktok sokjingi awabu su kokhankhre mangjil thaba manipur mipal tangdaba manipur BJP ga loinana thambal gi markada namlasi BJP bu mai pakhallasi
Hello, Ichema yum lay bigadra. I maru pesha law lake tawjaba.
Adongi se wrong number oibiba male somna tawbire CD border helpline 1950 ne.
Yeah. Hi ma. So ne adudia. I di Ichema bi molane na tawrini. Oh adongi helpline hai se karamo mat teng oiduino.
Sigi helpline number sida border service amasung election ga mari lainaba akupa marol sing phangbiba yagan.
Hi ma. Oh I should not have Kalamini. I see my town. Lohong Base, Ta Ahum Marie Pareba. Ado I giving se Kamina, I ginupa Mayungi, polling station the Ondo say Kalamineba. Adudi Kamina, Tawone, Adugi Matang to them.
Yani I harake.
Water list Mingano Chanba, Mingtiba, Service Dokpa, Lepam Hongba, Amadi, Atova Water Service, Amasung Election Gamari Lainaba, Akupa Marol Gidamak, Water Helpline number 1950 da. Nasimak phone to biro.
Ado kainom ta hang jauge.
Hello, a very good evening. You're watching the Mami TV English News in Focus with me, CHENGLEINGANBI. The news in detail. General Secretary of All India Congress Committee Rahul Gandhi alleged that BJP and RSS leaders come to Manipur with a sense of superiority to take over the state and they have no respect for people of state. The Congress leader stated that his visit to the state is to promote and uplift the rich history, culture and traditions of Manipur and to usher in progress and development. Rahul Gandhi, who is on a few hours visit to the state, was addressing a mammoth political rally in connections with the ensuing state legislative assembly elections at Hapta Kangjebung today. Dignitaries from different states also took part in the rally. The Congress leader further alleged that BJP is against the definitions of India as unions of states, stating that every state has its own cultures and traditions, languages, history, etc., and that every state and citizens have equal rights. He stated that BJP is trying to overrule all the states on the pretext of one language, one ideology. He also alleged that BJP of indulging in dictatorship to subjugate the peoples and that Prime Minister's visit to the state is not in the interest of the people but to talk about his own thoughts. Rahul Gandhi further questions as to why Prime Minister Narendra Modi did not mention his promise of job opportunities to 2 crore people in 1 year and deposit 15 lakh rupees to bank account of every person during his visit to Manipur. He also contended that Prime Minister remained silent on farmers' problems and GST. Speaking on palm plantations, he stated that it is an attempt to promote the rich and that it is not of any benefit to Manipur and its people, but to help people like Baba Ramdev. He also questioned as to how many Imam markets like Khairamban Imam Market has the BJP government constructed to back their claim of bringing women empowerment. Congress will focus on improvement of agriculture sector to ensure productions of sufficient rice, develop irrigation facility to double annual agricultural produces. The party will also focus on improvement of food parks and food processing units for significant development of horticulture sector to boost state's economy. Congress will also give emphasis on development of MSME sectors among others, Rahul Gandhi assured.
So when the BJP comes to Manipur and the RSS comes to Manipur, they come not with respect, not with understanding. They come with a sense of superiority. When I come here, I don't come with a sense of superiority. I come with humility. I come with humility because I understand that you have a lot to give. I come with humility because I know that there is a lot I can learn from the diverse tribes, from the valley, from the hills, from everybody here. There is something I can learn from your history, from your culture, from your language, from the way you treat your women. There's something that I can learn and I can take back with me when I go home. That's not the idea that the Prime Minister comes with. Prime Minister comes with the idea that he has a superior vision, he has a superior language, and he has the right to define India.
Speaking at the political rally, ex-Chief Minister of Manipur Okram Ibobi questioned what chances have the Prime Minister and the Union Minister who visited the state frequently brought in the state. Although Congress leaders paid visit to the state only a couple of times, they gifted and handed over Kangla to people of the state and also upgraded Manipur University and RIMS to central level. He further asked why the central leaders who visited the state frequently could not upgrade Janims and Dhanamanjari University till date. Ibobi also recounted that UPA government initiated a railway project connecting Imphal and Jiribam, stating that Prime Minister Narendra Modi promised to complete the same project by 2020. He asked what the progress of the project is now. Ibobi further claimed that people who attended the political rally came voluntarily to bring changes in Manipur by giving mandate to Congress party. The attendees were not bribed like the BJP does, Ibobi maintained.
Honorable Prime Minister's visit or Honorable National President JP Nadda's visit or Home Minister of India's visit, every participant in the meeting, they are paying minimum per participant from 200 to 500 rupees. Meeting yawi haidana pa chani deina changa phauba piraga mi khomi haibase ai tajabani masi. It may be here say, it may be wrong. Aduga akoi laiba Rahul ji ki visit ta laiba mayam sing se mayam haibi hoba naya paisam da pige lau haidra honorable MLA sing candidate sing na khomra noi sen na haibi hoba masini BJP ki shason hauki chahi manga se Manipur da laiba praja sing se apamba praja hatani paisa khara na heta paisa khara otlage heta yani paisa na vote laiba yani haiba sigumba mentality se. Now the time has come, we should have to teach them a lesson.
At least 2 personnel of Indo-Tibetan Border Police on election duty for the upcoming 12 Manipur Legislative Assembly elections were injured in a bomb blast yesterday. According to police reports, the incident occurred around 8 last night at Wangu Tera Lupa Marup under Wangu Police Station in Kakching District. The injured personnel have been identified as Constable Giriza Sankar, 34, and Constable Gaurav Rai, 31, bought from Uttarakhand. They are personnel of 610 by 49 ITBB Battalion. The unknown miscreants coming in a car hurled the bomb at the personnel who were on routine patrol duty as part of security measures taken up in connections with the ensuing state assembly elections. A team of Kakching District Police led by SP rushed to the spot, and FIR has been lodged and police has launched investigations to nab the culprits. The injured personnel were rushed to Jivan Hospital, Kaching, and were later shifted to Caesar Hospital. Union Minister of Ports, Shipping and Waterways Sabananda Sonowal said the government will lift ban on entry of fishermen at Loktak Lake. He said this yesterday during an interaction program with the people of Thanga held at Ithing Community Hall organized by BJP Thanga Mandal. Speaking on the occasion, the Union Minister said that Loktak Lake is a blessing to people of Manipur and India. He also cited the statement of Prime Minister Narendra Modi that Northeast is the modern India and the country cannot progress without the reason. Blaming the Congress government for the dire conditions the state is in today, he said Congress dragged Northeast region into darkness. Ever since BJP came to power, the state and the entire Northeast have witnessed development with better connectivity. Sonowal said Congress imposed forced government by collaborating with the unlawful individuals, which lead to people of Manipur spending many sleepless nights. However, ever since N. Biren-led BJP government came to power in the state, people of the state had achieved peace.
ताकि यहाँ के लोगों को मसले को करने में कोई दिक्कत ना हो, यहाँ का युवा को अलग अलग शायद गेस्ट हाउस, शायद कॉफेटेरिया, शायद उनकी अलग अलग उनके के लिए जो बूथ और टूरिस्ट अट्रैक्शन के लिए जो भी व्यवस्था यहाँ जुड़ना है, ऐसा व्यवस्था जुड़ा जाए.
Taking part in the program, BJP candidate of Thanga Assembly constituency T. Robindra said Congress introduced Loktak Protections Act in 2006, banning people from entering the lake who depend their livelihood on the lake. Union Minister has promised to lift the ban by discussing the act after he addressed the grievances faced by the people, Robindra added.
Central government kan haipirati masiya mate ko ni haipirati ai to ke Robindra ka ko ai to me hai ka da ba si la ka da sai ek saisa lai ba ni ka ko da sa ba ni to aur tu se da to ko ke ba da ni si ai thai ke
Health Minister of Meghalaya James K. Sangma accused BJP of not taking up any developmental work in Kumbi Assembly constituency in the last 5 years. They did not even upgrade the existing PHC, he said. He said this during a flag hosting ceremony of NPP candidate of Kumbi AC and former Minister N. Mangi at his residence organized by NPP Kumbi block. Speaking on the occasion, James said despite the promises by Chief Minister N. Biren to take up work in sports and education sector, nothing has been done in the AC. As such, he sought people's support in elections NPP candidates of the AC, Mangi to bring growth in Kumbi.
डबल इंजन की सरकार होने की वजह से ही आज भाजपा मणिपुर में बदलाव लेके आ सके हैं. लेकिन जो मैंने आपको सब अभी बताया, इससे साफ साफ नजर आ रहा है कि भाजपा ने कुछ नहीं किया मणिपुर के लिए. जो पिछला डेवलपमेंट था वही चलते आ रहा है. कुछ नया डेवलपमेंट एजुकेशन के लिए, हेल्थ के लिए अभी तक कुछ नहीं हुआ.
Taking part in the program, NPP candidate N. Mangi said NPP will become single largest party by winning 20 more than seats. Accusing BJP of not living up to their words, Mangi said the party has not fulfilled their promises.
Studying committee later, I don't know, Maki, studying quite a later, 1 million household, quite a coming minute over Sarkar, only practicing the family. I don't know, I understand. I don't know how we were 2017. MPPG, MLA, Mari, Karandra, Manipur, the Ganatantrish in Mangani.
National Secretary of Shiv Sena Anil Desai has said both Congress and BJP did not bring any development to Manipur, known as Jewel of India. He said this during a one-day political conference of Shiv Sena candidate of Thoubal AC, Konsam Michael at Thoubal Mela ground in connections with the 12th Manipur Legislative Assembly. Many leaders of the party attended the conference. Speaking on the occasion, Anil said violating people's right by making false promises before elections is the only work taken up by both Congress and BJP. People have tasted their parties who failed to live up to their words, but now it is time for the people to witness the power of Shiv Sena, stating that it will not be possible to form government in the state without the party. Anil appealed to the people to elect Shiv Sena representatives.
जो वादे आपसे किए वो सभी अधूरे। आपसे आफ्ता का बात किया होगा, आफ्ता के एक्ट में रिपील करने की बात थी। कांग्रेस की गवर्नमेंट थी, कुछ हद तक उन्होंने आगे कदम बढ़ाए भी थे, लेकिन बीजेपी की गवर्नमेंट आने के बाद में क्या हुआ? उसको फिर बरकरार किया गया, उसको वहीं पे लागू किया गया।
Taking part in the program, Michael said people tend to forget that selecting representatives for the term of 5 years is an important decision. The society is moving backward because people keep forgetting how crucial it is to select representatives during elections. He appealed to the people not to waste their voting rights to their representatives who will deliver false promises. Michael further sought people's support in saving the constituency for a developed constituency.
पान बदो अदुमायना मोय खनग्रे माना तमिंगा तमुंदा पैसादो मा फुलफाव दा तुंगेरा नुपी ngang di sana लेगेरा लम लेगेरा बिल्डिंग लेगेरा पंजाब दा दिल्ली दा बॉम्बे दा मागी 5 स्टार होटल थमलेरा मयाम थमदरी सिकरी नोबा मसे कोइना अमुतम थंदरयु हाइबतुनी
NPP workers of KHAIDEM village in Wangjing Tentha Assembly constituency met the national president of NPP and chief minister of Meghalaya, Conrad K. Sangma, to discuss strategy for NPP win in the upcoming general elections. The workers' meet was held at the residence of NPP candidate of the AC Usam Manglin at KHAIDEM Awang Laikai. Manipur's Deputy Chief Minister Yumnam Joy Kumar, Meghalaya's Deputy Chief Minister Priest Tin Song and NPP workers from 3 localities of KHAIDEM attended the meeting. Speaking on the occasion, Conrad expressed confidence that NPP will form the government. He appealed to the people to elect NPP representatives in the 12th Manipur Legislative Assembly.
सबसे सिंगल लार्जेस्ट सबसे बड़ी पार्टी इसमें इलेक्शन में होगी और जब हमारी पार्टी सबसे ज्यादा हमको एमएलए मिलेंगे तो हमारे लीडर ही हमारे स्टेट के मणिपुर के मुख्यमंत्री होंगे और हमारी गवर्नमेंट और एनपीपी की सरकार हमारे स्टेट में होगी, ये मुझे पूरा विश्वास है।
Attending the meeting, Deputy Chief Minister Joy Kumar said there seems to be some tensions among workers of different candidates in the AC. He promised to bring a change to such culture once NPP candidates wins the elections in the constituency by restoring peace and development. Both Congress and BJP will be in a critical conditions in the upcoming general elections, has Joy Kumar appealed to the people of the AC to elect an NPP representative from the constituency when NPP forms government.
NPP na khwaidagi sawa party di soin oigani adu oitagedi Manipur da koi NPP na sarkar semagi lead tabugi adu e role soin laguni aibse thamjage.
Convener of UNESCO Club Manipur, Dr. T.H. Chandramani said we must not be ashamed of speaking our mother language. To save our language, one must speak the language without any hesitations. He said this during the 23rd International Mother Language Day held today at Manipur Press Club, organized by Manipur State Commission for the Scheduled Tribe and United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organizations, UNESCO. Speaking on the occasion, Chandramani said it is crucial to save the small languages of small communities as these languages are under the threat of extinction in few years. Drawing the attentions of concerned authorities, he laid stress on the contributions of speakers of these small languages. Chandramani appealed to the concerned authority to pass the bill as an agenda after the elections.
Director of Language Planning Implementation of Manipur Sarkar na Nikhatpiduna, Kai Kunajir Honorable Chief Minister, Piginong Tombam Birenway Tagat Pokundok Sege, Lorena, Hena, Apik Polon Singa policy Sembiduna, budget reflect of you, Hadunai, Apil Lamatok Jege, Maruina, Lakator election, Asigi agenda, Amoina, Pigi Apikpa, leisure non language, Maruina, endanger, Hadi extinct guide 2009 April travel the Pig of Singha Share. Lakator River election agenda, Amoina, Natragadi. Masih kalau terjadi soal the next century, ada soal the next thing, where gini tarau moy one sang less than 10,000 se population count taude. Aduna apik pasati sing siloi na convince siya yung pun se tamjaraga assembly da bill na moy na pass tawin na ba? Okay, sinjalang Manipur State Commission for Scheduled Tribe kama di UNESCO Club Manipur na apil tawjagi.
Here we have a short commercial break. Please stay tuned for more update.
Hello, Ichema yum lai bigadra. Ai maru paisa lo la ke dau jaba.
ꯑꯗꯣꯝꯒꯤꯁꯦ ꯔꯣꯡ ꯅꯝꯕꯔ ꯑꯣꯏꯕꯤꯕ ꯃꯥꯜꯂꯦ. ꯁꯣꯝꯅ ꯇꯧꯕꯤꯔꯛꯏꯁꯤꯗꯤ ꯚꯣꯇꯔ ꯍꯦꯜꯞꯂꯥꯏꯟ 1950ꯅꯤ.
ꯍꯩꯃꯥ ꯁꯣꯏꯔꯦꯅꯦ ꯑꯗꯨꯗꯤ ꯑꯩꯗꯤ ꯏꯆꯦ ꯃꯕꯤ ꯃꯣꯂꯥꯅꯦꯅ ꯇꯧꯔꯤꯅꯤ. ꯑꯗꯣ ꯑꯗꯣꯝꯒꯤ ꯍꯦꯜꯞꯂꯥꯏꯟ ꯍꯥꯏꯁꯦ ꯀꯔꯝꯕ ꯃꯇꯦꯡ ꯑꯣꯏꯗꯣꯏꯅꯣ?
ꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯍꯦꯜꯞꯂꯥꯏꯟ ꯅꯝꯕꯔꯁꯤꯗ ꯚꯣꯇꯔ ꯁꯔꯚꯤꯁ ꯑꯃꯁꯨꯡ ꯏꯂꯦꯛꯁꯟꯒ ꯃꯔꯤ ꯂꯩꯅꯕ ꯑꯀꯨꯞꯄ ꯃꯔꯣꯜꯁꯤꯡ ꯐꯪꯕꯤꯕ ꯌꯥꯒꯅꯤ.
ꯍꯩꯃꯥ ꯑꯩꯁꯨ ꯅꯍꯥꯟꯗꯒꯤ ꯈꯜꯂꯝꯃꯤꯅꯦ. ꯑꯩꯁꯦ ꯁꯨꯃꯥꯏꯅ ꯇꯧꯕꯅꯤ, ꯂꯨꯍꯣꯡꯕꯁꯦ ꯊꯥ 3-4 ꯐꯥꯔꯦꯕ. ꯑꯗꯣ ꯑꯩꯒꯤ ꯃꯤꯡꯁꯦ ꯀꯃꯥꯏꯅ ꯑꯩꯒꯤ ꯅꯨꯄꯥ ꯃꯌꯨꯝꯒꯤ ꯄꯣꯂꯤꯡ ꯁ꯭ꯇꯦꯁꯟꯗ ꯑꯣꯟꯗꯣꯏꯅꯣꯁꯦ ꯑꯩ ꯈꯜꯂꯝꯃꯤꯅꯦꯕ. ꯑꯗꯨꯗꯤ ꯀꯃꯥꯏꯅ ꯇꯧꯒꯅꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯃꯇꯥꯡꯗꯨꯗꯤ?
ꯌꯥꯅꯤ, ꯑꯩ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯛꯀꯦ.
ꯚꯣꯇꯔ ꯂꯤꯁꯇ ꯃꯤꯡ ꯑꯅꯧꯕ ꯆꯟꯕ, ꯃꯤꯡ ꯊꯤꯕ, ꯑꯁꯣꯏꯕ ꯁꯦꯝꯗꯣꯛꯄ, ꯂꯩꯐꯝ ꯍꯣꯡꯕ ꯑꯃꯗꯤ ꯑꯇꯣꯞꯄ ꯚꯣꯇꯔ ꯁꯔꯚꯤꯁ ꯑꯃꯁꯨꯡ ꯏꯂꯦꯛꯁꯟꯒ ꯃꯔꯤ ꯂꯩꯅꯕ ꯑꯀꯨꯞꯄ ꯃꯔꯣꯜꯒꯤꯗꯃꯛ ꯚꯣꯇꯔ ꯍꯦꯜꯞꯂꯥꯏꯟ ꯅꯝꯕꯔ 1950ꯗ ꯉꯁꯤꯃꯛ ꯐꯣꯟ ꯇꯧꯕꯤꯔꯛꯎ.
ꯑꯗꯣ ꯀꯩꯅꯣꯝꯇ ꯍꯪꯖꯍꯧꯒꯦ. ꯀꯥꯡꯒꯟ ꯃꯔꯨꯞꯀꯗꯤ ꯌꯥꯎꯅꯤꯡꯗ꯭ꯔꯣ?
ꯖꯜ ꯖꯤꯕꯟ ꯃꯤꯁꯟ ꯃꯈꯥꯗ ꯌꯨꯝꯊꯣꯡ 2,843 ꯁꯨꯞꯅ 395 ꯃꯨꯛꯀꯤ ꯌꯨꯝꯊꯣꯡꯁꯤꯡꯗ ꯊꯛꯅꯕ ꯏꯁꯤꯡ ꯐꯪꯍꯟꯕ ꯉꯝꯈ꯭ꯔꯦ. ꯃꯃꯥꯡꯗ ꯌꯨꯝꯊꯣꯡ ꯈꯨꯗꯤꯡꯒꯤ ꯊꯛꯅꯕ ꯏꯁꯤꯡ 5% ꯈꯛ ꯌꯧꯍꯜꯂꯝꯕꯅꯤ. ꯑꯗꯨꯕꯨ ꯆꯍꯤ 4.5 ꯑꯁꯤꯗ 60% ꯌꯧꯍꯟꯕ ꯉꯝꯈ꯭ꯔꯦ. ꯃꯁꯤꯅ ꯃꯤꯌꯥꯝꯕꯨ ꯑꯐꯕ ꯏꯁꯤꯡ ꯊꯛꯄ ꯐꯪꯍꯟꯗꯨꯅ ꯂꯩꯅꯥ ꯇꯤꯟꯅꯥ ꯀꯌꯥꯗꯒꯤ ꯉꯥꯛꯊꯣꯛꯍꯜꯂꯦ ꯑꯃꯗꯤ ꯏꯁꯤꯡ ꯁꯣꯛꯇꯣꯛ ꯁꯣꯛꯆꯤꯟꯒꯤ ꯑꯋꯥꯕꯁꯨ ꯀꯣꯛꯍꯟꯈ꯭ꯔꯦ. ꯃꯥꯡꯖꯤꯜ ꯊꯥꯕ ꯃꯅꯤꯄꯨꯔ, ꯃꯤꯄꯥꯜ ꯇꯥꯡꯗꯕ ꯃꯅꯤꯄꯨꯔ, BJPꯒ ꯂꯣꯏꯅꯅ ꯊꯝꯕꯥꯜꯒꯤ ꯃꯔꯀꯥꯗ ꯅꯝꯂꯁꯤ, BJPꯕꯨ ꯃꯥꯏ ꯄꯥꯛꯍꯜꯂꯁꯤ.
ꯍꯜꯂꯣ, ꯏꯆꯦꯃ ꯌꯨꯝ ꯂꯩꯕꯤꯒꯗ꯭ꯔꯣ? ꯑꯩ ꯃꯔꯨꯞ ꯄꯩꯁꯥ ꯂꯧ ꯂꯥꯛꯀꯦ ꯇꯧꯖꯕ.
ꯑꯗꯣꯝꯒꯤꯁꯦ ꯔꯣꯡ ꯅꯝꯕꯔ ꯑꯣꯏꯕꯤꯕ ꯃꯥꯜꯂꯦ. ꯁꯣꯝꯅ ꯇꯧꯕꯤꯔꯛꯏꯁꯤꯗꯤ ꯚꯣꯇꯔ ꯍꯦꯜꯞꯂꯥꯏꯟ 1950ꯅꯤ.
ꯍꯩꯃꯥ ꯁꯣꯏꯔꯦꯅꯦ ꯑꯗꯨꯗꯤ ꯑꯩꯗꯤ ꯏꯆꯦ ꯃꯕꯤ ꯃꯣꯂꯥꯅꯦꯅ ꯇꯧꯔꯤꯅꯤ. ꯑꯗꯣ ꯑꯗꯣꯝꯒꯤ ꯍꯦꯜꯞꯂꯥꯏꯟ ꯍꯥꯏꯁꯦ ꯀꯔꯝꯕ ꯃꯇꯦꯡ ꯑꯣꯏꯗꯣꯏꯅꯣ?
ꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯍꯦꯜꯞꯂꯥꯏꯟ ꯅꯝꯕꯔꯁꯤꯗ ꯚꯣꯇꯔ ꯁꯔꯚꯤꯁ ꯑꯃꯁꯨꯡ ꯏꯂꯦꯛꯁꯟꯒ ꯃꯔꯤ ꯂꯩꯅꯕ ꯑꯀꯨꯞꯄ ꯃꯔꯣꯜꯁꯤꯡ ꯐꯪꯕꯤꯕ ꯌꯥꯒꯅꯤ.
ꯍꯩꯃꯥ ꯑꯩꯁꯨ ꯅꯍꯥꯟꯗꯒꯤ ꯈꯜꯂꯝꯃꯤꯅꯦ. ꯑꯩꯁꯦ ꯁꯨꯃꯥꯏꯅ ꯇꯧꯕꯅꯤ, ꯂꯨꯍꯣꯡꯕꯁꯦ ಥಾ 3-4 ಫಾರೆಬಾ ಅದು ಐಗಿ ಮಿಂಗ್ಸೆ ಕಮಾಯ್ನ ಐಗಿ ನುಪಾ ಮಯುಂಗಿ ಪೋಲಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಓಂದೋಯ್ನೋಸೆ ಐ ಖಲಮ್ಮಿನೇಬ ಅದುದಿ ಕಮಾಯ್ನ ತೌಗನೆ ಅದುಗಿ ಮತಾಂಗ್ದುದೆ
yani ai harake
voter list ming anoba chanba ming thiba asoba semdokpa lepham hongba amadi atopa voter service amasung election ga mari leinaba akupa marol gi damak voter helpline number 1950 da ngasimak phone tobirau
ado kainom ta hangja hoge kangan maru kadi yawning dro.
Welcome back again after the break. India reported 16,051 new COVID-19 cases with 206 deaths in the last 24 hours, the Union Health Ministry said. As of now, the daily positivity rate stood at 1.93%. With this, the total active caseload stood at 2.02 lakh and the fatality count reached 5.12 lakh. A total of 37,901 patients recovered in the last 24 hours, which brought the total recoveries to 4.21 crore across the country. Consequently, India's recovery rate stood at 98.33%. Meanwhile, India has administered 175.436 crore doses of vaccines till now, with 7 lakh doses administered in the last 24 hours. On the other hand, as per the data shared by the Indian Council of Medical Research, as many as 8.31 lakh samples were tested in the last 24 hours. Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed a webinar on positive impact of Union Budget 2022 on the education and skills sectors. The webinar was part of the new practice of discussions and dialogue with the stakeholders before and after the budget. Prime Minister stated by emphasizing the importance of the young generations in the process of nation building. He said empowering the youth who are future nations builder is empowering India's future. The Prime Minister elaborated on 5 aspects that were highlighted in the budget 2022. He also mentioned that it was digital connectivity that kept the country's education system going during the pandemic. He noted the decreasing digital divide in India on the International Mother Language Day today. Prime Minister Narendra Modi underlined the link between education in the medium of mother language and the mental development of children. In conclusion, Prime Minister explained how recent changes in the budgetary process are turning budget as a tool of transformation. He asked the stakeholders to implement the budget provisions seamlessly on the ground. Lalu Yadav was sentenced today to 5 years in jail and fined 60 lakh rupees in a fifth case linked to the fooder scheme. The Rashtriya Janata Dal leader was convicted in the case last week. The case involves the illegal withdrawal of 139.5 crore rupees from the Duranda treasury as part of the fooder scheme that took place in the 1990s when Lalu Yadav was Chief Minister of Bihar. The three-time Chief Minister was found guilty along with 39 others. Lalu Yadav, who is out on bail and is unwell, joined the court hearing through video conferencing. One more case linked to the fooder scheme is pending before the CBI court in Patna. The case deals with the illegal withdrawal of money from the bank Bhagalpur treasury. The 950 crore fooder scheme involved large-scale corruptions in which funds meant for animal fodder were embezzled from multiple government treasuries across Bihar. The Animal Husbandry Department allegedly issued fake bills to facilitate the scheme. The Kremlin said it was too early to discuss organizing a summit between the Russian and American presidents after Paris announced the possibility of a meeting to calm tensions over Ukraine. The French presidency announced early today that an agreement had been reached in principle for US President Joe Biden to meet with Russian leader Vladimir Putin so long as Moscow holds back from sending troops into Ukraine. It's premature to talk about any specific plans for organizing any kind of summit, Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov said. He also said that there is an understanding that dialogue should be continued at the level of foreign ministers, adding that there are no concrete plans in place for a presidential summit. Tensions between Moscow and Western capitals have been growing for weeks over a feared Russian attack on Ukraine and a large build-up of Moscow's troops around Ukrainian borders. Now let's recap the headlines once again. BJP RSS leaders comes to state with a sense of superiority to take over the state, alleges Rahul Gandhi. Two personnel of ITBP on elections duty injured in blast in Kaching district. And ban on fishermen entry at Loktak Lake will be lifted, says Union Minister Sarbananda Sonowal. That's the end for today's News English Bulletin. Keep watching Mami TV News for more update.